Hello there. My name is a Rogue Grenade, and I'm going to start doing Call of Duty commentaries. So, for the first episode, since you don't know me, I thought I would talk about something weird that kind of happened to me today. It's more of a, well, it's not so much to me, but I went in for a job interview today at a theater, and it was kind of, the job interview itself was kind of weird because they brought in a dozen other people, and once everyone was there, we went into one of the theaters, and he had us do this weird game where you had to say your name and do a motion, and then the person next to you has to do say your name, do your motion, and then say their name and do their motion, and so on and so forth until the very end, where we had like the last person doing some 13 different names and poses. So after we did all of that, we had this. He had us try and guess the. First of all, we divided into 3 teams, and he had us try and guess the top 10 most grossing movies of this year and of all time. And my team actually didn't do that great on those, but we did okay on the second one. Actually, we got the Avatar, Titanic, let's see here, Avengers. I think it was actually in that order too. Those were the top 3 anyway. Anyways, after we did those 3 things, he had a grid laid out on the floor, made out of masking tape, and it was, we had to try to get to the other side of said grid, while stepping only on the safe blocks, which only he being the interviewer, knew about. So we didn't know which ones were safe, and after a bunch of trial and error, we finally got to the very end, and then he had us do it again. But when we went through, he kept telling us it was wrong, and then finally, after everyone ended up getting all frustrated and all that, he said that was part of the test, I guess, because he's trying to show us that even though we know it was right, we would reply in a similar way if a customer had said something similar, like, I don't know, if we had screwed up their popcorn or something like that. So that was interesting. And then directly after that, he dragged us down to the party rooms and had us set up card castles. We actually didn't get one done because we kind of sucked at it. But the other group got a really big one going, but that's because the guy gave them Post-it notes. So, and then after that, it turns out that 3 people in the group from the very beginning, that had been with us the entire time, turned out they actually worked there, and they were, kind of spying on us for the guy, and so they knew everything that we said, basically, and since he couldn't watch us at all times, they would keep an eye on us instead. So, needless to say, I didn't get hired there. I got called back, said they were going to hire someone else, but I mean, it's cool, life goes on. So it looks like we're just hit the halfway mark of the video. I don't think anyone's going to want to watch such a ridiculously long video, but you never know, right? You guys might have or be having a slow day. So on top of that, I will be talking about my strategy for this game. Yes, I'll start talking about the gameplay since I got the whole actual life part out of the way. For the most part, my strategy was to get into the high traffic areas, such as this one here, and just patrol them, because I knew for a fact that people were going to be coming through there. It doesn't matter. I mean, there's three or 4 spawns in that little section that I was by at the top of the hill. There was one in the corner, down by the Jeep, at the bottom of the ladder that leads up to that kind of bridge, I guess I was on. And yeah, so for the most part, I would sit up there and basically crank my turtles and listen, I guess, and basically, you know, mentally prepare for the person who I knew was coming around said corner at that point. Or I could guess they were coming around that corner at that point. Oh, I like that guy right there. And that's pretty much the best way to basically win a game. You need a good gaming headset if you're sniping and trying to win a game, because if you don't have one, you're going to have a lot of trouble winning gunfights if you don't know someone's coming around that corner and you both shoot at the same time. He's going to throw off your scope, and actually he's probably going to get those shots off faster than you can zoom in and shoot. That's the unfortunate truth. But that also kind of adds to the fun of quickscoping, I find. That's actually one of the reasons I really enjoy it. The need to be accurate, I guess, and to plan out your shot, basically, beforehand, or at least give it a little bit of thought. So that's really all I do for strategy, honestly. But for the kill streak, I would highly recommend a dog if you're going around and quickscoping, because a lot of the time he will cover you pretty well. I think a couple times in this video, actually, he saved me from losing my kill streak. Not that I had that much of a kill streak, but I mean, it's the thought that counts. He's quickly becoming one of my favorite kill streaks. The dog, I mean. I'm not sure if it's he, but yeah, they've become one of my favorite kill streaks. I'm not a fan of that new, like, it's not really a UAV, but I guess it doesn't really seem very handy when it's at the top left of your screen as opposed to the bottom left. I mean, it's harder, well, it's not harder to look at, it's a little more awkward to look at, I find, the minimap. So, yeah. What was I talking about? So anyways, new subject, since I forgot what we were talking about. The maps in not Black Ops. Have I been calling it Black Ops? In Ghosts, I love all the maps. Well, not all of them. I like the design of the maps more than I've liked the design of any other Call of Duty's maps. They really promote running around instead of camping, because of the whole, there's like 2 ways into every single basically area. Like, take a look, there's the only places that only have one direction are in corners. Well, for the most part, there's a couple of like indentations and all that, but like I said, for the most part, everything has a flanking route, which is actually really good. I don't run into campers that much, and I actually appreciate that effort. Yeah, so we'll continue our conversation. Well, I'll continue ranting into my microphone in my next video, which it'll probably come at some point this week. I'm gonna need a new charger for my laptop. The other one got frayed, so there's that. That'll set me back a little bit, but if all goes well, I'll just get it probably by Monday. So yeah, thanks for watching my video, guys. I appreciate it, and I hope you will subscribe, and hey, send me an invite or a friend request, and we'll play together. It'll be good.